If you're over 60, here's what you can expect from doing 3 simple exercises every single day. And trust me, once you hear what happens to your body, your energy, and even your confidence, you're going to want to start as soon as this video ends. Because the truth is, there's a massive difference between people who stay active after 60 and people who don't. And the best part? You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to be flexible, strong, or athletic. All you need is a few minutes, a little consistency, and the willingness to put yourself first. So stay with me because these 3 exercises might just change your daily life in ways you didn't expect.
The sit-to-stand exercise builds leg strength, balance, and independence, and while it looks incredibly simple, it is one of the most powerful movements any person over 60 can add to their daily routine. This single movement mimics one of the most essential activities of daily life, getting up from a chair. It represents mobility, freedom, confidence, and the ability to navigate your day without depending on others. Many people don't realize that the ability to rise from seated position is closely connected to longevity and quality of life. When you strengthen the muscles responsible for this movement, you aren't just getting better at exercise, you're improving the very foundation of how you move through your daily activities. This single movement mimics one of the most essential activities of daily life, getting up from a chair. It represents mobility, freedom, confidence, and the ability to navigate your day without depending on others. Many people don't realize that the ability to rise from a seated position is closely connected to longevity and quality of life. When you strengthen the muscles responsible for this movement, you aren't just getting better at exercise. You're improving the very foundation of how you move through your daily activities. The sit-to-stand motion uses the largest muscles in the body, including your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and core. These muscles are responsible for walking, climbing stairs, picking things up, and maintaining overall stability. When they weaken, even simple tasks become difficult. But when they strengthen, everything becomes easier. Doing this exercise every day trains your body to engage the right muscles in the right sequence, creating a sense of stability and control that extends far beyond the chair. You begin to notice yourself rising with more ease, without having to push off the armrests or lean your weight forward excessively. Your legs begin to carry you with more confidence, and that confidence spills into every movement you make. One of the most important benefits of the sit-to-stand exercise is the way it improves balance. Balance isn't just about standing on one foot or preventing falls. It's about how your body stabilizes itself during transitions. One of the most vulnerable moments for older adults is the transition between sitting and standing, or standing and sitting. Weak legs, slow reflexes, and poor posture can make these transitions shaky or unstable. By practicing this movement intentionally every day, your body learns to coordinate your muscles, joints, and nervous system to keep you steady. Your core engages, your hips align, your knees track properly, and your feet stay planted. Over time, each repetition strengthens your ability to stay upright, stable, and supported. Another powerful benefit of this exercise is how it reinforces independence. Many people underestimate how essential leg strength is for maintaining autonomy as they age. The ability to stand up from a chair, toilet, or bed without assistance is one of the most significant markers of functional independence. When rising from sitting becomes difficult, it affects every area of life. People begin to avoid outings, become hesitant about visiting friends or going to restaurants, and gradually shrink their world because they fear not being able to get up comfortably. But when your legs are strong enough to support you effortlessly, you feel capable, you feel secure, you feel free to go places and do things without worrying whether you'll struggle to stand up. This sense of independence brings an incredible boost to emotional well-being and confidence. The sit-to-stand exercise also teaches proper alignment and movement patterns. Many people develop compensations over the years without realizing it. They push heavily on their thighs, lean too far forward, or rely on momentum instead of muscle engagement. These habits can strain the lower back, knees, or hips. But when you practice this exercise daily with control, your body learns to move more efficiently. The correct muscles activate at the right time. Your knees stay aligned with your toes. Your core supports your spine. Your feet distribute your weight properly. This improved alignment reduces the risk of injury during both exercise and everyday activities, helping you move more naturally and comfortably. One of the biggest transformations people experience from this exercise is the reduction of knee and hip discomfort. Many older adults believe joint pain is simply age-related, but much of it is caused by weak supporting muscles. When the muscles around your joints are strong, the joints themselves experience less pressure and less strain. The sit-to-stand exercise strengthens the muscles that stabilize your knees and hips, reducing friction, improving joint function, and making movement feel smoother. People often notice that after a few weeks of practice, climbing stairs feels easier, walking feels lighter, and discomfort during prolonged standing decreases significantly. Doing this exercise daily also stimulates circulation throughout the lower body. When you move from sitting to standing repeatedly, blood flow increases to the legs, hips, and core. This helps reduce swelling, improves nutrient delivery to muscles and joints, and keeps your tissues healthy. For people who spend long periods seated, this boost in circulation is incredibly beneficial. It helps reduce stiffness, increases warmth in the legs, and improves overall comfort during daily activities. Another powerful aspect of the sit-to-stand exercise is how it directly impacts your core strength. Many people assume that core exercises involve crunches or planks, but the core's main job is to stabilize your body during movement. When you rise from a chair, your abdominal muscles, lower back, and deep stabilizers all work together to keep you balanced and aligned. Doing this movement every day strengthens those core muscles, helping you maintain better posture, reduce lower back discomfort, and improve your overall ability to move safely. A stronger core also enhances your balance and makes walking, bending, lifting, and turning easier. Sit-to-stands also stimulate your cardiovascular system. While this movement may feel slow or gentle, it engages large muscles that require increased oxygen and blood flow. Your heart and lungs respond by working a little harder, which improves endurance and helps maintain cardiovascular health. Over time, people often notice that their breathing becomes smoother. They feel less winded during daily tasks, and they have more stamina throughout the day. This gentle cardiovascular stimulation is especially important for older adults who may not engage in more intense forms of exercise. This exercise also supports cognitive function. Many people don't realize that movement patterns stimulate the brain. Every sit-to-stand repetition requires coordination, spatial awareness, balance, and timing. These factors activate neural pathways that help keep the brain sharp and responsive. Movement helps increase blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that support cognitive health. People who remain physically active tend to experience better memory, sharper thinking, and improved mood. The sit-to-stand exercise, being foundational and functional, is especially powerful in this regard because it requires coordinated, purposeful motion that engages both mind and body. Another benefit that often goes unnoticed is the way this exercise improves everyday confidence. Confidence in your physical ability affects your confidence in life. When you know you can stand up safely and strongly, you feel more secure in every situation. You walk with more certainty. You participate more fully in activities. You trust your body. That sense of trust reduces fear, hesitation, and anxiety around movement. For many older adults, fear of falling or fear of weakness can become mentally limiting. But consistent practice of this exercise breaks that fear down and replaces it with capability. The sit to stand exercise also prepares your body for other forms of movement. It strengthens your foundation. It teaches your body the mechanics of proper standing and sitting, which translates into better performance in walking, gentle strength training, household tasks, and recreational activities. When your legs and core are strong, your body becomes more resilient. You're less likely to strain something. You're less likely to feel exhausted after simple tasks. You're more able to participate in life fully and comfortably. Another major strength of this exercise is its accessibility. You don't need a gym, special clothes, or equipment. You don't need a large space or a strict schedule. You can do it in your living room, in the kitchen, next to your bed, or even outdoors using a bench. This makes it extremely easy to be consistent, and consistency is what transforms bodies, not intensity. A simple exercise that you do every day is more powerful than a difficult exercise you avoid doing. The sit to stand fits seamlessly into daily life, making it one of the easiest and most sustainable habits for older.
The standing march enhances balance, coordination, walking ability, and core stability. And what makes this exercise truly powerful is how something so simple can create such a profound change in the way your body moves, reacts, and supports you throughout the day. When you start practicing the standing march regularly, you begin training your body in one of the most fundamental human movements, lifting one leg, stabilizing your weight on the other, and shifting smoothly from side to side. This movement might seem basic, but it is absolutely essential for walking confidently, preventing falls, and maintaining independence as you age. The standing march strengthens the muscles that help you lift your feet higher while walking, making it easier to climb stairs, navigate uneven ground, or simply move around your home without hesitation. So many older adults struggle with shuffling steps or dragging their feet, not because they are incapable, but because the hip flexors and core have weakened over time. The standing march directly targets these areas in a gentle and controlled way, helping to restore smoother, more efficient movement patterns. As you lift each knee during the march, your core must work to keep your torso stable and upright. This constant activation improves deep abdominal strength, which plays a massive role in your balance and posture. A strong core helps prevent your body from wobbling or tipping when you shift your weight. It also reduces the strain on your lower back by keeping your spine aligned. And what's interesting is that many people don't even realize their core is working during this exercise because the movement feels so natural. But every slow, mindful march strengthens those muscles that protect you from sudden loss of balance or missteps. Balance, especially after 60, becomes one of the most important aspects of physical health. As we age, the small stabilizing muscles in the legs, hips, and core begin to weaken, and the sense of where our body is in space, known as proprioception, can fade if it's not regularly challenged. The standing march rebuilds these skills. Each time you lift one foot, your body must make micro adjustments to stay upright, shifting weight in a controlled way that teaches your muscles and nervous system how to work together. These adjustments happen quickly. Your ankle muscles fire, your hips stabilize, your core engages, and your upper body keeps its alignment. Practicing this regularly improves your balance not just during the exercise, but in real-life situations, like stepping off a curb, navigating a crowded room, or walking across grass or carpet. It retrains your body to respond quickly and steadily when your balance is challenged, which is one of the most effective ways to prevent falls. Coordination also improves drastically with this movement. Coordination is your body's ability to synchronize different muscle groups so they work smoothly and efficiently. As you march, your brain sends signals to lift one leg while engaging the opposite side of your core and shifting your weight to the other leg. This cross-body pattern is incredibly beneficial for brain health.
It stimulates neural pathways that support memory, reaction time, and overall cognitive function. It's the same reason activities like dancing or walking improve mental clarity. Your brain thrives on movement that requires timing, rhythm, and sequencing. The standing march taps into that same neurological benefit because each repetition demands awareness and control. Over time, your body becomes more coordinated, your movements feel more fluid, and you feel more confident performing daily tasks that require small transitions, like turning, stepping around obstacles, or changing direction while walking. Another major benefit is improved gait, which refers to the way you naturally walk. Many people experience shortened or uneven steps as they age because the muscles that lift and stabilize the legs become weak. This can lead to shuffling, imbalance, or a slow, uncertain stride. Practicing the standing march trains your body to lift each leg higher, strengthen the hip flexors, and create more symmetry in your movement. Your stride becomes smoother, longer, and more controlled. This not only helps you walk more confidently, but also reduces pressure on your joints because your body is moving with better alignment. When your stride is healthy, your knees, hips, and ankles don't have to absorb unnecessary stress. You distribute your weight more evenly and reduce the risk of overloading certain joints or muscles. This can help decrease the risk of knee pain, hip discomfort, and lower back tension. The standing march also enhances lower body strength in a very functional way. Your thighs, hip flexors, glutes, and even the muscles around your ankles all work together during this movement. Stronger hip flexors help you lift your legs more easily. Stronger glutes help stabilize your pelvis and keep your steps steady. Stronger thighs help support your knees during climbing and walking. Stronger ankle muscles improve stability and reduce the risk of rolling your ankle when you're on uneven ground. Because the exercise is low impact, it strengthens all of these muscles without causing strain. And since you're standing, it reinforces the kind of strength you actually need in everyday life, not just the kind you get from sitting exercises or machines. Another powerful aspect of the standing march is how it engages the cardiovascular system in a gentle but meaningful way. When done continuously for a few minutes, the movement elevates your heart rate slightly, encouraging better circulation and cardiovascular endurance. This helps improve energy levels, supports heart health, and enhances your ability to stay active without getting tired as quickly. It's not the kind of exercise that leaves you breathless, but it builds stamina steadily over time. Even performing the standing march for just a few minutes can warm up the body, loosen stiff muscles, and improve blood flow to the legs and hips, making it an excellent movement to start your day or to break up long periods of sitting. The standing march also improves flexibility, especially in the hip region. Many older adults suffer from tight hip flexors because of prolonged sitting. When the hip flexors tighten, they pull the pelvis forward, causing lower back discomfort and limiting the ability to lift the legs. The standing march gently stretches and strengthens these muscles at the same time, helping to restore natural movement and reduce stiffness. This makes it easier to get in and out of cars, climb stairs, and stand up from chairs. Improving hip flexibility also supports better posture and reduces the feeling of being stuck or restricted in the lower body. Additionally, practicing the standing march builds confidence in movement. Many people over 60 experience moments where their balance feels uncertain or they hesitate during certain activities. These small hesitations create fear, and that fear often leads to moving less, which only weakens the body further. The standing march gradually rebuilds trust in your body's ability to move safely and steadily. Every successful repetition reinforces the message that your body is capable and responsive. This confidence carries over into daily life, making you more willing to stay active, go for walks, socialize, or try new forms of exercise. The psychological impact of feeling balanced and stable can be just as important as the physical improvements. There's also a strong connection between the standing march and fall prevention. Falls are one of the biggest risks for adults over 60, but most falls don't happen simply because someone is weak. They happen because of slow reaction times, poor coordination, or trouble shifting weight quickly. The standing march directly addresses all of these factors. It trains your body to transition from one leg to the other with control. It improves the communication between your brain and muscles so that if you trip, slip, or lose your balance, your body reacts faster. It strengthens the muscles that help catch you and stabilize you. It also improves foot clearance, the height your foot lifts during walking. Low foot clearance is one of the leading causes of tripping. With a stronger lift from the hips, your feet clear the ground more easily, making walking safer and more efficient. This simple exercise also helps stimulate circulation in the legs. When you lift your knees repeatedly, you encourage blood flow through the veins and help reduce issues like swelling, stiffness, or the feeling of heavy legs. Improved circulation supports healthier muscles and joints and can help reduce discomfort related to poor blood flow. The standing march also reconnects you with your body's rhythm. Developing a steady rhythm during the march can improve your natural walking cadence, your step timing. This creates a smoother, more natural gait that feels comfortable and reduces the risk of missteps. Many people find that after practicing the standing march consistently, their walking becomes more confident, faster, and more efficient. Another interesting benefit is how the movement supports spinal health. When you march in place with good posture, your spine lengthens, your abdominal muscles activate, and your back muscles engage to maintain alignment. This helps reduce stiffness in the lower back and encourages an upright posture that prevents spinal compression. Over time, this can help reduce chronic back tension and improve your ability to stand and walk for longer periods of time without discomfort. Even the simple act of lifting your arms while marching can further enhance coordination and strength. Some people naturally begin swinging their arms as they march, which helps improve shoulder mobility, balance, and overall movement harmony. The body works best when the upper and lower halves move together. The standing march is also an excellent warm-up for any other form of exercise. It prepares the muscles, joints, and cardiovascular system for more activity and helps reduce the risk of injury during other movements. It's gentle enough to be done first thing in the morning, yet effective enough to support more intense physical activity if you choose to do it. One of the most powerful aspects of the stand
Consistency, not intensity, is what produces lasting results for adults over 60. And this single idea becomes more important with every passing year because the body responds very differently to movement as we age. Many people grow up believing that exercise has to be hard, that you need to sweat, struggle, or push yourself to the limit for it to count. But for older adults, this belief often does more harm than good. The truth is that your body thrives on steady, gentle, repeated signals. It improves when you teach it the same movements again and again in a controlled way over time. Intensity may give quick results when you're young, but consistency creates the kind of long-term strength, mobility, balance, and energy that truly matter later in life. And the beauty of this principle is that it gives you freedom. You don't need to exhaust yourself. You don't need to work out for an hour. You don't need heavy weights or complicated routines. What you need is regular movement that your body can absorb, adapt to, and build from. When you move consistently, your body gradually becomes more efficient at performing the exercises. Your muscles start firing in better patterns. Your joints become more lubricated. Your balance system becomes more responsive. Your circulation improves. Your body starts expecting movement, and that expectation helps you maintain your progress. But when movement happens only in short bursts, separated by long periods of inactivity, the body loses what it gained. Strength fades, balance weakens, flexibility decreases. It's not because you're doing anything wrong, it's simply because the body adapts to whatever it experiences most often. And for most people, daily life involves a lot of sitting, a lot of stillness, and not enough movement. That's why consistent, brief exercise sessions become so important. They interrupt the cycle of inactivity and replace it with a rhythm your body can rely on. Consistency also gives your body time to build resilience. Muscles become stronger gradually, which means your body has the opportunity to recover, rebuild, and grow without being overwhelmed. Intense exercise can sometimes create soreness, fatigue, or strain, especially if you're older or haven't exercised regularly.
This discourages people from sticking to a routine because they feel uncomfortable afterward. But when you focus on consistent, manageable movements, your body feels good instead of punished. That positive feedback encourages you to continue, and your motivation becomes sustainable instead of fleeting. You begin to look forward to movement because it makes you feel lighter, more capable, more energized. One of the most powerful aspects of consistency is the effect it has on your nervous system. Balance, coordination, and stability are controlled by your brain just as much as your muscles. When you repeat certain movements daily, your brain creates stronger neural pathways that make those movements easier and safer. This is especially important as you age because the nervous system can slow down if it's not stimulated. Consistent, gentle movement keeps those pathways active, improving your reaction time and helping prevent falls. It teaches your brain and body to work together even during unexpected situations. Intense exercise doesn't provide this benefit as effectively because it's harder to perform regularly and doesn't reinforce the subtle stabilizing skills your body uses every day. Consistency also helps reduce inflammation and stiffness. When you move your joints daily, even in small ways, you promote circulation of synovial fluid, which lubricates the joints and allows them to move more smoothly. This helps decrease the stiffness that many older adults feel in the morning or after sitting for long periods. Gentle, consistent exercise reduces tension in the muscles, keeps connective tissues more flexible, and prevents the tightness that leads to discomfort or limited mobility. Intensity, on the other hand, can sometimes increase inflammation or strain tissues, which might slow progress rather than support it. When your movement is consistent and moderate, your body stays supple and responsive. Another essential reason consistency matters more than intensity is that it supports cardiovascular health without placing strain on the heart. Gentle, regular activity helps regulate blood pressure, improve circulation, and increase endurance over time. Intense workouts can sometimes be too stressful for older adults, especially those with underlying conditions. But consistent movement teaches the cardiovascular system to adapt safely and efficiently. Your heart benefits from repeated, manageable challenges rather than sudden bursts of exertion. Consistency also plays a key role in building confidence. When you stick to a routine, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you can commit to your health. Many older adults feel discouraged or intimidated by the idea of exercise, especially if they compare themselves to others or to their younger selves. But doing something every day, even if it's simple, builds a sense of trust in your body. You start feeling capable. You start noticing progress. You start believing in your own ability to change. That confidence then spills over into other areas of your life. You may walk more often, try new activities, socialize more, or take on tasks you once avoided. All because consistent movement shows you that improvement is not only possible, but happening. Another reason consistency works so well is that it prevents setbacks. When you exercise only once in a while, each session feels like starting over. Muscles may feel tired, movements may feel awkward, and balance may feel uncertain. But when you practice daily, your body maintains a baseline level of readiness. You don't regress between sessions. Instead, each day gently builds on the last. And because each session is manageable, you don't burn out. You don't feel overwhelmed. You don't feel discouraged. The routine becomes part of your lifestyle, just like brushing your teeth or drinking water. This regularity is also what strengthens your muscles without risking injury. Muscle growth after 60 is absolutely possible, but it happens best with steady, repeated engagement. The body needs time to recover and adapt, and that process happens more effectively through regular, moderate movement rather than intense, sporadic effort. When you train consistently, your muscles remain active and engaged, which helps preserve and increase muscle mass. This is crucial for maintaining independence, preventing falls, supporting your joints, and improving metabolism. Intensity can sometimes lead to strain, but consistency builds strength that lasts. Another overlooked benefit of consistency is the emotional connection you build with movement. Exercise becomes familiar. It becomes part of your day. It becomes a moment you give yourself, a moment to breathe, to focus, to reconnect with your body. Many older adults experience stress, anxiety, or loneliness, and consistent movement helps release tension, improve mood, and promote a sense of well-being. It gives structure to your day, creates a positive habit loop, and fosters a mindset of self-care. Consistency also teaches your body to move more efficiently. The more often you practice a movement, the smoother and more natural it becomes. Your muscles fire in better sequences. Your posture improves, your breathing becomes more synchronized with your movement. These small refinements accumulate and create big improvements in overall mobility. Intensity doesn't provide this kind of refinement because the focus is on pushing hard, not moving well. Slow, steady repetition trains your body in a much healthier way. When you're consistent, you also begin to notice subtle changes that motivate you to continue. Maybe you can stand up more easily, walk farther without fatigue, maintain better balance, or reach overhead with less strain. These improvements build gradually, but they are incredibly meaningful because they directly enhance daily life. They help you continue doing the things you love: gardening, traveling, playing with grandchildren, taking walks, or simply feeling comfortable in your own body. And those benefits wouldn't come from a single intense workout. They come from showing up day after day with intention. Consistency also supports longevity. Studies show that regular, moderate movement reduces the risk of chronic conditions, improves immune function, supports brain health, and enhances quality of life. It helps maintain bone density, reduces joint degeneration, improves metabolic function, and supports healthy aging. It is one of the most powerful predictors of long-term health outcomes, far more than occasional bursts of intense exercise. When you embrace daily movement, you're investing in your future self in a way that pays off for years to come. What's truly inspiring is that consistency doesn't require perfection. You don't have to do the same number of repetitions every day. You don't have to feel your best every time. You don't have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. You just have to show up. Even on low energy days, doing a little bit maintains your momentum. That's the secret. Movement becomes a lifestyle rather than an event. And for older adults over 60, this approach is not just beneficial, it's essential. The body changes with age, but it also responds beautifully to consistent care. Gentle daily exercise honors your body's needs. It respects your limits while helping you expand them. It builds strength without strain, mobility without stress, and confidence without pressure. It aligns with the natural rhythms of aging rather than fighting them. This is why consistency becomes the foundation of lasting improvement. It gives your body exactly what it needs to stay strong, stable, mobile, and energized. It creates a sustainable path toward better health, one small step at a time, repeated day after day, in a way that feels achievable, enjoyable, and empowering. When you start doing these simple exercises every day, something interesting begins to happen long before the big transformations people usually talk about. When you reach the 1 month mark of doing these exercises every single day, something shifts in a deeper and more noticeable way. The early improvements you felt in the first couple of weeks begin strengthening, growing, and multiplying. What once felt like small, subtle changes now begin forming a much clearer picture of progress. Your body starts to feel more reliable, more capable, and more responsive. You're no longer just warming up your joints and waking up your muscles. You're actively reshaping the way your body functions. And the best part is that none of this requires extreme effort. It's simply the natural result of giving your body consistent, intentional movement day after day. One of the first big changes people notice around the 1 month mark is better posture, becoming something that feels natural rather than something they have to think about. During the early weeks, you may have been catching yourself slouching and gently correcting it, but after a month of daily movement, those supporting muscles around your spine, shoulders, and hips are stronger and more engaged. You don't have to constantly remind yourself to stand tall because your body starts doing it on its own. Standing up straight feels easier. Sitting feels more comfortable, and walking feels smoother because your alignment is improving from the inside out. This boost in posture can also bring unexpected benefits like less shoulder tension, fewer headaches, and deeper breathing throughout the day. Strength changes also become much more noticeable at this stage. During the first couple of weeks, you may have felt small boosts of strength, getting out of a chair more smoothly, moving your arms with more control, or feeling less shaky during the exercises. But after a month, that strength becomes more built in. Your muscles are now participating more fully in everyday activities. When you stand up from a chair, your legs work together more efficiently. When you walk around your home or go out for errands, your body feels more stable and your steps feel more powerful. Tasks that used to leave you a little winded or fatigued feel easier. You might not even realize how much stronger you've become until you do something that used to be difficult and suddenly it doesn't feel like a challenge anymore. Along with strength, mobility becomes more fluid by the 1 month mark. You may find that you're bending more easily to pick things up. You might twist and turn with greater comfort. Your hips, knees, and shoulders feel more cooperative. Those tight areas that once felt stiff upon waking start loosening up more quickly. And in many cases, they simply don't tighten up as much anymore. Your body begins to feel more awake throughout the day because the daily exercises are training your joints to move through space more comfortably. This increased freedom in your joints has a ripple effect on how you perform daily tasks and how confident you feel in your movement. Another major improvement that typically appears after a month is balance. The early weeks often bring subtle improvements, less wobbling, fewer moments of uncertainty when shifting weight, and more control when stepping over objects. But after a month of daily movement, balance becomes something you truly feel developing. You're steadier on your feet. You walk more confidently. You don't hesitate before turning around, stepping onto a curb, or reaching for something on a shelf. This newfound stability can be life-changing because it reduces anxiety around falling. When your body feels more reliable, your mind feels more relaxed. Confidence begins to replace caution, and that sense of security allows you to move more freely and live with fewer limitations. Your sense of coordination becomes stronger as well. Daily exercises help your brain strengthen pathways that support coordinated movement. Things like marching in place, shifting weight, or moving from sitting to standing activate multiple muscle groups at once. After a month of consistent practice, the communication between your brain and body becomes sharper. Movements that once felt awkward start feeling smooth and controlled. This improvement not only makes exercise easier, but also enhances your everyday motions. Walking, turning, bending, reaching all become more synchronized, giving you a natural rhythm and flow in your movements. Energy levels also tend to improve significantly by the 1 month mark. In the beginning, the exercises might have felt like an effort, and some days you may have needed to push yourself through them. But consistency creates efficiency. Your body becomes better at managing energy, delivering oxygen to your muscles, and supporting your daily activities. Many people experience fewer afternoon slumps, better stamina while running errands, and more motivation to stay active. You might wake up in the morning feeling more refreshed, not because you slept longer, but because your body has adapted to a healthier daily rhythm fueled by regular movement. Speaking of sleep, many people find that the improvements that began early on become even more consistent after a month. Deep sleep becomes easier to access, nighttime restlessness decreases, and waking up feels smoother. Your body is now accustomed to daily activity, so your sleep patterns become more regulated. Better sleep creates better recovery, and better recovery helps your body get even stronger and more adaptable. 1 month of daily movement also has a powerful effect on mood and emotional well-being. During the early weeks, the mental benefits may have felt subtle, a small lift in mood, a bit less stress, a more positive outlook. But after a month, these mental shifts tend to deepen. You may feel more optimistic, more grounded, and more mentally resilient. Exercise helps regulate chemicals in your brain that influence mood, stress management, and emotional balance. At the 1 month mark, your brain has adapted to the regular movement and begins rewarding you with a more stable emotional state. Many people describe feeling more clear minded, more motivated, and more connected to their sense of purpose. Another noticeable change is an increase in confidence, not just physical confidence, but a deeper belief in your ability to take control of your health. When you stay consistent for a month, you prove to yourself that you can build habits, stay committed, and make progress no matter your age. That accomplishment alone creates momentum. You begin to trust your body more, trust your routine more, and trust your capability to keep improving. This confidence often spills over into other areas of life, making you feel more capable in tasks that used to feel challenging or intimidating. After a month, daily tasks also begin to feel smoother and more effortless. Things like carrying groceries, going upstairs, walking longer distances, or getting up from the couch all start feeling easier because your strength, balance, and coordination are now working together. These improvements might not feel dramatic moment to moment, but when you compare how your body feels now to how it felt a month ago, the difference can be striking. You might find yourself participating more in activities you used to avoid simply because they no longer feel difficult. Another significant improvement around this time is a reduced discomfort in commonly tight areas like the lower back, hips, knees, and shoulders. Regular movement strengthens the muscles that support your joints, which helps distribute your body weight more evenly and reduces strain on vulnerable areas. When your muscles work together more effectively, your joints no longer take on all the pressure, which leads to less pain and greater comfort throughout the day. Some people report that old aches start to fade or become less intense, while others simply feel more comfortable and fluid in their bodies. Your cardiovascular system also begins benefiting more noticeably around the 1 month mark. Even though the exercises are gentle, doing them consistently helps improve your heart health by enhancing circulation, lowering resting heart rate, and improving your body's ability to use oxygen efficiently. You may find that you're breathing more easily during movement, recovering faster after activity, and feeling less winded during daily tasks. This quiet but powerful cardiovascular improvement becomes one of the biggest long-term benefits of sticking with the routine. Another change that often emerges around this time is an increase in your sense of independence. When your body feels more reliable and capable, you naturally feel more in control of your daily life. You might notice that you're relying less on support from others for certain tasks, or that activities that once required caution now feel manageable. This sense of independence can greatly improve your confidence and overall quality of life because it reinforces your belief that you can maintain your mobility and autonomy with consistent effort. Consistency also builds discipline, and after a month of daily exercises, many people discover a renewed sense of structure and purpose. The simple act of showing up for yourself every day becomes a powerful anchor in your routine. This habit can inspire you to make other positive changes, like drinking more water, eating healthier, or staying active throughout the day. A month of consistency gives you the momentum to continue growing, both physically and mentally. By this stage, your body begins recognizing the exercises not as tasks, but as normal, expected activities. This means your muscles activate more quickly, your joints respond more smoothly, and your nervous system coordinates movement more efficiently. What once felt like a conscious effort starts becoming automatic. This is a sign of real progress. Your body is adapting in ways that will support long-term health and mobility. At the 1 month mark, many people also begin noticing positive changes in their overall outlook on aging. What may have once felt discouraging or limiting now feels more open and full of. It's amazing how often people over 60 underestimate what their bodies are still capable of, as if there's some invisible line where everything suddenly becomes fixed in place and unchangeable. And yet the truth is that the human body doesn't just stop responding to movement or strengthening or new habits simply because of age. In fact, one of the most powerful things to understand is that your body remains adaptable for your entire life, which means every single day you have the opportunity to improve how you feel, how you move, and how strong you become. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or even well into your 80s or 90s, your muscles still respond to resistance. Your heart still responds to effort, your brain still responds to new challenges, and your joints still respond to gentle, consistent movement. This idea that it's too late is one of the most damaging beliefs people carry with them. And the moment you let go of it, everything begins to open up. When you think about it, the human body is built for adaptation. It's built to adjust to what you repeatedly do. And the beautiful part is that it doesn't judge you for the past. If you spent years being inactive, your body isn't keeping score or holding a grudge. It simply reacts to what you start doing now. If you decide today to begin a small daily routine, like the 3 simple exercises we've been talking about, you are sending your body new instructions. You're telling your muscles to wake up, your joints to lubricate, your lungs to work a bit more efficiently, and your balance systems to sharpen. And the body listens. People are always surprised when they start a routine after years of doing very little and discover that improvement shows up faster than expected. You might notice that within just a few days, your stiffness lessens, your breathing feels smoother, or your energy stays more stable throughout the day. Those changes aren't accidents. They're your body responding the way it's designed to respond. One of the things that helps people over 60 feel more empowered is understanding that adaptation is not reserved for younger individuals. In fact, older adults often experience improvements more noticeably because they're starting from a place where small changes make a big difference. Strength gains, for example, can be incredible even at an older age because your muscles still retain the ability to grow and become more resilient whenever they're challenged in a gentle, appropriate way. The same is true for balance. Many people assume that balance declines permanently with age, but balance is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. When you stimulate the sensory systems that control balance, your inner ear, your vision, your nervous system, and your joints, they recalibrate and get better at helping you stay stable. The same goes for flexibility. Even if you haven't stretched in years, your muscles and connective tissues start adapting almost immediately when you begin moving them regularly. There's also something deeply motivating about seeing proof that your body still wants to work with you rather than against you. You might notice you're able to get up from a chair more smoothly, or climb stairs without grabbing the railing, or walk longer distances before feeling fatigued. These are tangible signs of adaptability, and they build confidence in a way that's incredibly powerful. Many people who begin gentle daily exercise after 60 describe a renewed sense of optimism, almost like they've discovered a part of themselves they thought was gone. They might feel more independent, more capable, and more in control of their daily life. That's not simply a physical change. It's a psychological shift, and it stems from the realization that improvement is still possible. Another important piece of this is understanding that the body thrives on consistency more than intensity. You don't need heavy weights, long workouts, or complicated routines to trigger adaptation. You just need repeated, steady effort. The body is much more responsive to a small amount of movement done daily than a large amount done sporadically. When you choose something simple and manageable, you remove the barriers that often stop people from starting in the first place, like lack of time, lack of energy, or feeling overwhelmed by complicated fitness advice. And it's this manageable consistency that delivers the most meaningful long-term results. Your joints stay happier when they're moved often. Your muscles strengthen when they're used regularly. Your balance sharpens when it's challenged frequently. And your confidence grows when you can count on yourself to continue the habit day after day. Another thing people over 60 often don't realize is how much exercise influences the systems that support longevity. Your cardiovascular system, for example, becomes more efficient at transporting oxygen throughout your body. Your metabolism becomes more stable. Your brain benefits from improved blood flow, which can enhance memory, focus, and mood. Your sleep improves, your immune system strengthens, and even your digestion becomes more regular. These aren't small benefits, they're quality of life benefits. And they happen because the body is always listening and always adapting to the signals you give it. There's also a unique advantage older adults have that younger people often overlook: body awareness. When you've lived in your body for 60 plus years, you understand its signals more clearly. You know when something feels right and when something feels off. That awareness becomes a powerful tool when starting an exercise routine because it helps you move safely and effectively.